Coach, I think kind of have to start with Tara today. I think we talked after Friday's game that she'd only taken a couple shots in one of the weekends. She's got 20 today, one off a career high. I think the tea time celebration is kind of well known now. But just kind of what did you see from Tara, especially kind of her aggressiveness and being willing to shoot from deep?
Well, again, just the growth in her decision making, I think she's just put herself in positions on the floor where she can make a play, or at least she doesn't hurt you. And I think when you're early in your career, you drive it so much and you don't have an option at the end of your dribble, and all of a sudden you're taking really hard shots. She's not taking bad shots anymore. And I think tonight was an example of really spacing well based on what a team wanted to take away from us. And she got some really good looks. She didn't always settle for the three either. She drove it at times, which is exactly what we need her to do. Again, great body, great length. She can play a lot of different positions. And just love the fact that she still ends up with 1 assist and 0 turnovers too. So I would still continue to like a few more rebounds from her if there's a side of that I might chuck in there. But really an unbelievably good, well-played game for her.
I think it's 43-42, 5 minutes left in the third. Couple turnovers on each side. Bella gets that little spin move and one, gives kind of one of the Bella celebrations. From there, it sparked a 9-0 run. You guys kind of never looked back. I mean, we know the kind of the energy and the passion Bella brings, but maybe in that moment in particular, did you kind of feel it on the bench that after she scored and gave her celly, it kind of got the team going a little bit?
I loved the crowd, but it didn't feel like a high-energy crowd. It seemed a little low energy, and for our team, we just talked about that at half, that we needed to provide that. We needed to be a little bit better because I think we were a little bit low energy. I think they are. I think that's natural on a second game of a tight weekend. But you're right. I think any kind of big celebration that you can have and make a big basket, I think that brought our fans into it, got us a little bit more excited. I thought that stretch was huge because we spaced the floor and really didn't have a true post, and everybody got to the rim a little bit, and then we made some threes. So that stretch was really big for us, just in how we defended, or how we played off of what they were trying to do defensively.
We've talked so much about Charlize and how her role differs, but this weekend she takes 18 total shots. You guys win both games pretty handily. In the past, Charlize takes 18 shots. It's probably a different conversation at the press conferences. Just when you see her setting up her teammates, another double-digit assist game, and it doesn't seem like, again, it has to be 25 Charlize shots or 25 Charlize points to win, and not just win, but to win fairly comfortably because of what else you have and the depth you have on the team.
Yeah. Again, I think the world might look at it and go, what's wrong with Charlize? But I really do think the balance is helping her, and her numbers, her 11 assists and 2 turnovers. I think that's the point that we've been harping on her about. Just better floor game, better decisions. Don't take too many risks. And we ran. I think our confidence of our post running and getting some easy looks is helping us get some transition baskets and early offense baskets. But her entire game, her floor game, her knowing the scout, her defending, 5 positions on the floor, her obviously ability to shoot it and create baskets for herself and others. Again, special player, can't say any more, just really, really special. And again, for her to understand that long-term success for our team is, probably really, really solid balance. 5 people in double figures, that bodes well for us.
So the second half was quite a show with a lot of and ones and threes. Especially getting to the basket and drawing those fouls. What do you see from your team in that, and what does that kind of play represent?
Yeah, I mean, Arizona's a little unique. They're more aggressive on balls, and they really tried to trap us on those. And if you have good enough ball handlers that can get outside that and get around that, you have pretty much 4-on-3, or you've got room to either go attack or get the ball to someone that's open. And I just thought probably those 2 players in particular, LA and Charlize, were phenomenal at going against that kind of pressure. They handled the ball against a press the entire game, and Tara, even though Tara brought the ball up some in the first half. I just think what we ask our guards to do and against that kind of pressure is pretty phenomenal, and for them to play as well as they did is fantastic. But I just thought they controlled the game, in particular those 2, and Tara a little bit in handling the ball. and that just made our offense, run smooth because we didn't turn the ball over. Again, 6 turnovers against that kind of pressure you're gonna be in a game and win a game with that.
And on Superhero Day, we saw some superhero plays. Bella reached for one just to save it. And what did you see from kind of the effort from your team, particularly when Bella stayed from going out of bounds and then eventually LA draws the foul?
Yeah. Well, again, I just think we got ourselves out of a little bit of a, we didn't tank in any way. We kind of took a hit that first quarter. I don't think we were great at what we were trying to do, but we just, again, last game too, we responded right in the second quarter. We kind of got it right, and then we just had a real determination in the third and fourth quarter. I think just the fundamentals and the discipline and the effort of our players, just it makes the team feel better about themselves. Everybody plays harder. Everybody wants to be involved in it. I think our bench was good. Again, we've got to build that excitement. We've got to build that depth. And we got to believe and trust and love each other in those moments and celebrate when they do things like that help our team win.
Freddie, you kind of mentioned that going into this Arizona game, maybe a little bit scared of it because of the losses for Arizona coming in, their passion to win. So when you finish a game off the way you did, obviously now back to 500 in conference with a stretch coming up with teams like USC, UCLA, Colorado. Where does that kind of put you momentum-wise, and Utah, momentum-wise and confidence-wise kind of going into that stretch?
Well, I mean, it's the job is real. The teams are real. It's I told them it's like climbing Mount Everest now. We're in that stretch of the 4 top 15 teams maybe in the country. And so, but I think the thing that we can count on is we've really gotten better as a team. We've played against people that pressure us. We've played against people that switch against us. We've played against people that trap us. We've had moments when we didn't shoot it well, and we've pretty much lost those games. But now we have a lot of balance to our floor. And again, it should be a confidence boost that not just a 1 game or 2 game off, but we really have become a better offensive team. We've locked in and been a little bit better defensively, and we've grown our depth. If we can continue to do that, we got to just have a lot of confidence in going into anybody's environment and playing them. Like, there's going to be issues of stopping UCLA, and there's going to be issues of stopping USC, but we need to walk on the floor thinking, we've got 5 people on the floor at any given time that you've got to worry about. And if that kind of balance and that kind of attitude and that kind of spirit and growth mindset and want to compete and want to go into those tough environments and see how we do, that's what I'm looking forward to, and I think this team is responding in that way.
Arizona had, the number 3 recruiting class in the country a year ago, and obviously on full display, both teams freshmen in this game. Washington State kind of typically any sport, doesn't get as much hype with the recruits, but the way that the freshmen on this team played, especially in a matchup against those types of freshmen today, what do you think that shows about this group?
Yeah, I'm thrilled with our freshmen. Again, I think they fit who we are as people, as competitors, as Cougs. They've bought in. They love it here. They love the environment. They love each other. This team is so close and so connected. And I just think they've watched these older players and learned everything they need to, and now they step into those footprints that are left behind them and are like, I can do this. And we want to breathe, like confidence into Jenna Villa can take any shot pretty much she gets. Kira Gardner hadn't shot it great these last 2 games. I don't care. She needs to look for her shot. LA is playing great, even though she didn't have a great shooting night tonight. Just the stars and the rankings mean nothing as long as there's a lot of good players out there, and we found some that are way better than they were ranked, and the world will know when they finish here. It's not about when you come in; it's about how you finish. So, really happy with the growth of our freshmen and how they bought into what we want to be as our culture.
Saw AT was not in a boot today. Is she?
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Is she any closer to returning, or what's kind of her timeline right now?
You need to talk to Dr. Ting's dad. I think she's close. She feels really good. It's all about if there's some pain, if there's a little bit of pain. Again, she's not going to jump right back in, so she's got to have some days of practice where we're managing that. I don't know if it's possible this next weekend. I think that might be a little false hope if I put that out there, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's after that. So she's feeling a lot better, and I think maybe that's a good sign. If you have a lot of days where you're not feeling it, that's a good sign, especially not in a boot. If it's not hurting while she's in a boot, she's getting closer. But I haven't been told, and I try to stay out of that because I probably would get someone in trouble myself.
And heading into the California schools this week, we all saw what happened in Boulder a few nights ago. Does a defensive performance like today, where you beat that team by 21, 3 straight wins, seems like your team is continuing to build confidence right now in conference. Does a win like today really give you guys a lot of good momentum heading into those 2 games? And what do you hope to see that would kind of keep that energy going through this stretch?
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole point of this, whatever stretch you're in, is you've got to keep some perspective and balance. You know, there's probably, I don't want to say it, but there might be a game down the road where we lay an egg and we don't shoot it well. And so could anyone else. And I think that happens over and over where teams just aren't as sharp as they need to be. And everybody's fighting for, can we get them ready to play and compete at a high level and give yourself a chance to win at the end of the game. That's really our mindset. And I think that's the beauty of having a balanced scoring team, is that now all of a sudden someone's not great, maybe someone else can pick up the slack. And so we'll just keep kind of grinding away. I think our big job right now is to try to stay as rested as we can, and try to stay sharp. And again, 2 big, athletic teams that we're about to play, and they're big challenges for us. But again, this is, if you want to compete in the NCAA tournament, you got to be ready to match up against some beasts like we're about to see. So yes, this should give us some confidence. But 2 different teams, 3 different teams, you're going to see it all different every night. Again, I think the confidence is we've tried to put a schedule together that mimics some of the things that we'll be seeing. But these 2 are pretty special teams that we're about to face.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes.
Thanks, Coach.
Go Cougs.